Chapter 39. When the group arrived in the city, Enoch made Lamech of the heights aware of how the children of the depths, in scanty clothes, moisten the paths where the previous messengers from the heights have stepped on the paths of the Lord, but especially the section of road on which the Lord had walked, with their tears, and how some even lay with their chests on the ground to worship with the greatest love the road on which the Lord had walked. When Lamech of the heights saw this, he beat himself on the chest and said, "O Father Enoch, what is this? These children of the world love the faintest memorial places of the Lord far more than we, the Lord himself. How great must their love be for the most holy, most loving Father himself?" And Enoch replied to Lamech, "Yes, behold, so it is indeed. Although one should forbid these poor children the worshipping of the places where the messengers had walked, and the path on which the Lord had walked visibly to their eyes, because their hearts could easily get stuck to what now serves them as a sweet and sublime memory. But their feelings are directed too purely unto the Lord, and as such I can't do otherwise than to let them continue with their pious actions." The street, however, on which the Lord walked when the name Jehovah was carried into the temple, will most likely be kept mightily sacred, and we will not be able to remove it in a gentle manner from the innermost life of these people, without the thereby necessarily curbing of their free will, for which we never have the right, since even the Lord does not do this. However, let us not worry too much about matters belonging to the Lord. He will do as it will be most pleasing to him. But we have here the glorious opportunity to observe how completely different and how much more alive these people love the Lord as the most holy and most loving Father, more than we children of God on the heights. Look, there is already the house of Lamech from the depths. Therefore, let him step forward so that he can lead us into his dwelling. Lamech of the heights was astonished about the great splendor of this building. But Enoch said to him, "Yes, there is a great magnificence to it. But if one considers the means by which it has been built, one rather want to cringe in the deepest essence of your being than to express any gratification about it." And Lamech of the heights sighs out of the depth of his life, and then said with a wistful voice, "Yes, yes, dear Father Enoch, it surely is like that. If the Lord builds suns and worlds and sets high mountains on the strongs of the earth, we are right to rejoice when looking at them, because we know how easy it is for the Lord to create such big, wonderful things. But for these weak children to construct with stones such buildings that look like small mountains, truly, one becomes overwhelmed with sorrow to the innermost essence of life." And Enoch said, "Yes, so it is. However, leave it at that, what the Lord has permitted. We have taken our share from it, and this is good and right before the Lord, our most holiest, most loving Father. But now comes the leader Lamech towards us with open arms, to lead us into his house, and his house servants are already waiting for us at the gate of the house. Therefore, let's see to it to get into the house soon. Otherwise, the edified people will come upon us and begin to worship us in the name of the Lord, what we most carefully must seek to avoid. When leader Lamech was close enough, Enoch made him understand to move as quickly as possible into the house to prevent a formal worship. And it happened at once according to Enoch's will.